Welcome back to the new series. Here you can see I have a 3D model of Camel. I have downloaded this model from the Turbo Squid. Links are in the description so you can go there and download this model. One good thing about this model is that this model is having a very good kind of topology. The arrangement of vertices are very neat and clean. But the one thing is that it is missing the texture. So we need to texture this model. So I'm going to the UV editing mode and selecting a middle edge loops of this camel. So here you can see I am selecting this middle edge loop. We need to UV unwrap this model. So that's why we need to select this edges and we need to mark seam those edges so that we can have a different kind of islands on the UV unwrapped map. So also select the edge around the neck so that we can have a separate portion of the head to neck where we can texture the model. Also separate the ears from the head by selecting a loop of vertex around the ear. Deselect the unnecessary vertices which you have selected while selecting the loops. Now just press U on the keyboard and mark seam. So the selected vertices will become red in color. So now UV unwrap this model by pressing E on the keyboard and press U and unwrap it. So here you can see we have unwrapped this model, but it is not looking good. So we need to unwrap this with Smart UV unwrap. So while doing the Smart UV unwrap, the things are the way too complicated. We are having a lot of things you can see on the 2D map. Lot of things have been come to this 2D map and which we don't want such a complicated thing. So we need to add more mark seam so that we can have a simplified way of the UV map. So here I am selecting more vertices so that we can mark seam those vertices and have a better UV map. Press U on the keyboard and mark seam. Make sure that you don't select mark sharp. You need to select mark seam while selecting the vertices. Otherwise it will create problem. So select mark seam and not the mark sharp. So we need to also separate the legs from the rest of the body. Just select a loop of vertex around the leg and so here you can see I am selecting these vertices and okay. On the other side you can also select the same kind of vertices. Since this model is a downloaded model from the Turbo Squid or any kind of online 3D model application, so there are chances of having a dissimilarity around the x-axis. So don't worry if there are different kind of vertices around the different axis, so they might be similar around the axis, so it's okay. So on the back leg I'm selecting the vertices so that we can separate those legs from the body. So here you can see the back leg is not modeled properly, but it's okay. So our work can be done with this thing also. However, it will work properly. Don't worry if this kind of thing is there, as this model is available for free. So there are chances that they have little bit of desymmetrize, and it's okay, and there is no problem in that thing. So just unwrap this, maxim this thing. Okay, we have maxim this legs from the rest of the body. Oh, I have deselected those front leg vertices. So we need to again select those vertices. So you need to be very careful while selecting the vertices. If you by mistakenly press the right or left click on the mouse, then there are the chances that you may deselect the selected vertices. So be careful and don't select too much vertices at a time. Select a couple of vertices, the couple of loops, and just mark same so that that process has been done and saved in your PC. So there are no chances of that clicking of the mouse and losing of your selected work. I am again mark saming the vertices by pressing U on the keyboard. So here you can see we have mark seam the vertices of the leg. I think I should do a couple of changes in this mark seam of the leg. So for that I am selecting this loop and clearing the mark seam. I think we should go with the curvature of the leg. We should also include the shoulder of this leg so that we can fully separate the leg from the rest of the body. So that's why I'm selecting this loop and mark saming it with the red color. On the other hand side, we should also do the same kind of thing. Select this loop, press U on the keyboard, clear the seam, and just select the curvature of the shoulder. So here you can see I am getting a lot of trouble of selecting the vertices. So on the one side there is a clean topology of vertices, and on the other side it has been messed up, as this model has been downloaded from a third party source and we have not modeled this thing. So there are quite of a chances that there are asymmetricity on the x-axis, and which is quite okay since this model has been available for free on the Turbo Squid. So there are a lot of chances. However, this model is having a good kind of topology. That is the most important thing. So I'm just configuring whether to select a loop or from where to select a loop. So just selecting a random loop around this thing and so let's select any of the random loop. It's not going to create any problem. So I have selected this loop, press U on the keyboard and mark sim. So here you can see we have completed the process of mark simming this model, and as soon as I press U on the keyboard and changing the angle of this smart UV unwrap to 90, and you can see we are having a very nice of the UV unwrap. The head is separated from the body, even the left and right side of the head are separated, and that's what we want. So now going to the texture paint tab and creating a new texture of the base color of a 3K texture, 3072, that is the 3K texture, and I have created this texture. And so here you can see the texture has been applied to our 3D model. First of all, I am going to bring a reference image. We are going to use this reference image for selecting the base color for this model of the camel. This image will help us in selecting right colors so that we can paint this model in a very proper way. So I'm going to the texture paint tab again, and we need to add a color palette. So I am selecting the color from this image and add them to your color palette. Select different kind of color randomly from this image so that you can have a the plenty of required color which you can use to paint on this model. So I have selected 3 of the colors, and I think one more color should be selected, so this which is having a different kind of tone, which will help you in adding a more realistic thing. So going to the fill mode, and I'm just filling this whole 3D model with a very light tone of cream color which we have selected from the image. So now coming to this thing and changing this blend mode to overlay. Now this process is based on the concept of the skin, the skin areas which are away from the bone should be painted with the red color, and the skin area which is near the bone should be painted with the yellow color. So that's why I have selected these colors and selecting the yellow color and turning on the X-ray, and I'm just painting. So I'm starting with the leg and painting the areas which are nearer the bone with the yellow color. So the area around the foot and the knee which are more nearer to the bone should be painted with the yellow color. So here you can see I am doing painting of yellow on the knee. Now just turn off this reference image since we no longer require it, and just keep on painting the areas which are nearer the bone with yellow color. Now this foot area and the toe area, which are also more exposed to the bone, should be painted with the yellow. Don't worry if you don't understand anything I am just doing. So this is the kind of process. It's a simple, I mean the kind of biological process. So if you understand the anatomy of a human also, so a kind of area which are nearer to the bone, I mean the more exposed to the bone, are in yellow in color, as described in the anatomical diagram of the creature, I mean the human being, or also in the anatomical diagram of animals. It is given. So the areas around the, I mean which covers the bone area, are yellow in color, and the areas which have flesh, I mean more fat, are red in color. So that's why I'm painting these areas with red and yellow colors. So the area around the stomach of this camel, which is having a lot of fat and have less bones, so I am painting it with the red color. We need to blend the yellow and the red color with each other so that none of the color looks so harsh around a particular area. So that's why I'm blending this red and yellow with each other. So the foot area of the camel is black in color. So that's why I'm selecting the green and painting this foot area with green color. Also a few of the spots on the knee are also black in color. If you have a look at the reference, right now while painting this camel, I have a lot of reference around me. So we need to do the same thing around this behind leg. So keep on repeating that same process that we have done in the previous legs. The knee area which are more exposed to the bone should be painted with the yellow, and rest the areas which are more exposed to the fat, I mean should be painted with the red color. And just keep on blending this red and yellow color texture with each other while having some dissimilarity, and paint some red area in the yellow region and paint a yellow around the red area, so that it will give you a better result in the final texture. So just keep on painting this thing. Also use your own logic while painting this thing. This is the most simple process. A quick tip for all of you: you can use this same process for texturing the skin of a human character, since the skin color of the human and the camel are more similar with each other. So this process will also be helpful in texturing the character of a human being. So you can use this process. So right now I am just painting this red and yellow color and also blending it with each other. So here you can see we are also having some spot of yellow in the red region, which is quite good. Don't forget to paint the green color on the areas which are black in color. So the foot and the knee area should be painted with the green and have some spot of green around the areas which you fill, so that we can have some kind of variations in the skin texture, so that will look much more authentic and real. So we need to just move forward in this neck area. So just paint this upper neck with the yellow and also find some spot which are having the fleshy area with red one. So you can see just paint some of the spots of the red around this neck. This texture painting process is a very complicated process and may use a lot of RAM of your system, so it may even lag while texturing. So here you can see we have completed the neck and now we are marching towards the head. So the forehead area which is more exposed to the bone, so I am painting it with yellow. And also the ears are also having a large amount of bones. Paint this thing with yellow color, and now we need to paint the red around the areas which are having more flesh. Also paint from the different angles so that you can get a kind of viewpoint, so the areas which are having left while keep painting can also be covered if you start looking and painting from different angles. So here I am painting this red color around the cheeks, and the areas which I feel should be painted with the red color. Also keep on changing the strength of the color so that red and yellow color get mixed properly and get blended with properly with each other. Leave certain spot as it is so that you can have some kind of variations and which will look very good in the final result. So the area around the nose and the mouth area of the camel are black in color, and also the area around the hump are also having a large amount of black spot. So we need to paint those areas with green color. Also this tail hair of the tail are also black in color. Now just keep on painting on the remaining area with the red color, and also paint some area of the remaining with yellow color. You can also complete this process on your own. Now just I am coming to the object mode and looking at this thing. Now I'm changing the blend mode to mix again, and now you can see the magic. As soon as I select this, our original color, and if we paint around this thing, so just slowly paint this thing. Don't go too harsh, or don't rush on this kind of process. It is a very time consuming process. Keep on changing the colors, and you can see we are getting a very realistic texture. So just keep on following this process. So the benefit of using the overlay as a blend type will help you actually in blending the actual color with his original texture. So as soon as I paint these areas with the cream color, the skin color, it will blend properly. So the areas which are having a brighter tone, the light tone, are painted with the cool, not so hard color, and the areas which are having dark tone and should be painted with the dark colors. The area around the ear and the inner ear should be painted with dark tones, and also the area around the eye, below the eye and above the eye, nose area, and all those areas should be painted with the dark tones. Right now I'm just painting this area with a different kind of shades. Keep on changing the color so that you can have a very good kind of variation. So here you can see I'm painting the eye and also painting some areas around the nose and this thing. You need to blend this color properly with each other. Now select a lighter tone and just blend it with properly. So here you can see we have a very good kind of texture. So now I'm moving towards the mouth and the nose area. These areas are having certain kind of dark spots which need to be painted. Now with this dark tone, I am painting the nose. Now again paint the nose area with the selected brown color. So as soon as I paint this area with the brown color, you can see the area which is having more gray color has been painted with the darker tone. The lips are very dark, So I have painted this with a darker brown color, and just blend this thing with the lower shade of the brown color by decreasing the value of, I mean around the black and white toggle wheel. You can see I am decreasing the black and white proportions so that we can change the darkness and the lightness of the color. So here you can see we have completed this thing, the texturing the head of the horse, and just few of these parameters are remaining, which can easily be done. So around this inner area of the ear, you need to paint those area with the darker tones. Back of the ear are also dark in color, so paint those things with darker brown color. While painting, make sure that you don't paint unnecessarily on the other areas. So as here you can see we have done a mistake. Well, it's not a mistake, but is be careful while painting. So here I have painted around the forehead area with the dark brown color. This can easily be fixed as it is a very small kind of mistake. So with the lighter brown color we can fix those things. So here you can see I am selecting the darker lighter color and just blending those color with the nearby color, and here you can see we have fixed those defects that we have knowingly or unknowingly done. So it's around 37 minutes of recording, and we have almost completed the texture painting of Camel. And I think I should stop this process right now. We will cover the rest of the texture painting in the next video. So I'm just ending this chapter right over here. We will meet in the next video and we'll cover the rest of the texture painting process. So just save this texture. Unless if you forget saving this texture, Blender may lose this texture whenever you open it next time. So save this first. So I am taking your leave and have a nice day. We will meet in the next video.